Today we are going to be ranking all of the characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX anime show. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with many YouTube channels. This is probably going to close out the series that I have been doing on these topics with Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. My sister and I, if you are new to the channel just coming across this, we revisited our old childhood show, that being Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, watched it all the way until Season 3. That's the only issue you might have with this video. There are no Season 4 characters in here. I have not watched Season 4. I'm not interested in watching something that's not English. So, from Seasons 1 to Seasons 3, we are going to be ranking every character from S all the way to F and NA, because I feel like with NA, there's some characters that you can just barely say anything about. Like, I saw Shirley on here somewhere. Regardless, let's talk about it. Talking about, I forget this guy's name, the Shadow Rider. The one Shadow Rider, hated him. Hated it. Well, I mean, not F tier hate, but like, he wasn't cool, man. Everybody just let him win his games. No, he sucks. He sucks. D tier. Starting off with a nice, strong D tier. But let's continue on to Adrian Gecko. If you happen to catch my review for Season 3, I remember when I was a kid watching this show, I was not interested in Adrian and his story at all. But this time, I really was. I liked the mission that he was on. I liked the storyline with Echo. While he turned out to be a major dirtbag because of what he did to Echo just to get some power in an alternate dimension, I can't help but like him. I like the Claudian deck. His duel with Chaz was hilarious. Him kind of breaking the fourth wall in some aspects. Like, Adrian is a really solid character in my books. He's going to go into the A tier. Really like Adrian, okay? Let's continue on over to Alexis Rhodes or Rose. One of the two. I never actually knew. I have the names over here for some that I forgot. Alexis Rhodes. I thought it was Rose for some reason. It's not often in these anime shows that you come across some characters that aren't completely overly sexualized, especially when we're in high school. You know, looking down, like, it's just a solid, nice female character, fun duels, funny attitude. Whenever she was a part of a scene, it was typically a good scene. I like Alexis a lot. Dare I put her into the S tier? I might move things around, but for now, I'm going to put her into the A tier. I'm going to put her right in front of Adrian. Let's continue on over to Alice. One of those characters that I feel like there's... What did we see her for? Like half an episode? She just came in and flirted with some people and then got angry and dueled. I feel like this is one of the characters that kind of belongs in the NA, but at least like we did see a little bit from her. I don't know. Low C tier for her. Low C tier. Let's continue on over to Aster. Aster I liked more as time ended up going on. I didn't like him when he bursted onto the scene. I didn't like him when he was, you know, Sartorius's boy. But in Season 3, when he was a little bit of a hero, when he actually got some aura, he ended up being a really solid character. I like his deck. I like how good he is. I like every duel that he had was pretty fun. You know, Aster's a pretty good character. I think I'm going to put him into the A tier as well. I like him a little bit less than Alexis and Adrian, but we're going to put him into the A tier. Let's continue on over to Atticus. I didn't like Atticus all that much, guys. I thought he was a little bit of annoying, to be honest with you. Like, you know, the love story he had going on. Night Shroud was a little bit cringe. I don't know. I'm not a fan of him. Plus, he had Sonic's voice actor, and that kind of threw me off. And that's no fault to the character, obviously, but I kept hearing Sonic the Hedgehog, and it just, like, it didn't work for me. Atticus is going to go into the C tier. I did not dislike him, but I did not care for him. Axel, very cool character. I like the soldier, and again, this is something that I ended up mentioning in my review. It's so weird, because he's a soldier, and he's a kid in high school, but he was a cool character. I loved the development. I loved in Season 3, he had to overcome his fears. He actually, you know, he had to become, like, a hero. Other than that, his deck's fun. He's always had some good duels, and he was a self-sacrificing warrior, good soldier. I like Axel. He's going to go into the B tier. Bastion. I don't know if it's a hot take or not. I don't really like Bastion. Never cared for him at all. Even, like, from the very first episode. Oh, my mathematical this, my calculations that. I don't know. Didn't care for him. I don't dislike him, but he's also going to be going to the C tier. He's going to go in front of Atticus, though. What's this guy's name? The Moki guy. Belowski. I forgot about him. This guy's awesome. And I know that they just went for, like, a chill, you know, like, hotbox kind of duel. But I loved it. I loved how chill he was. I loved the episode. I loved the music surrounding him. I don't know if this is going to sound so cringe coming out of my mouth, but like, boom, like, whatever melody that he had going on about him was awesome. Moki, man, I enjoyed him. B tier. Blair. She got better as time went on. She had a couple fun episodes with, like, you know, being obsessed with, was it Zane or Jaden? One of the two she was obsessed with, but she didn't really do much in Season 3 when we saw a little bit more of her. She was just like, oh my god, Marcel. Oh my god, I got scratched. Oh my god, I need meds. but she was an okay character. Like, I have to put her in the C tier, right? The C tier is kind of like the mid character. You know, C tier. Where am I going to put her? I'm going to put her right behind Bastion. Now, Bob Banter. I loved Bob Banter. I loved Bob Banter and how everybody else hated him. And that increased his character value, in my opinion, because he would do something. He'd be like, oh my god, Alexis is watching. She's going to see me make my awesome move. And then Alexis is over there like, what the hell is this actual loser doing? And then Jaden's like, dude, that's super cool what you just did. He had a very, very fun episode. I wish we could have seen more from Bob Banter, but I did really enjoy him. I'm going to put him, I'm going to put him right in front of the Moki Moki guy, okay? Now, Bonaparte and Growler were hilarious together. I loved them always yapping at each other, actual insults from the 2000s, you know, calling each other vertically challenged, calling each other idiots, you know, being selfish and all that. Hilarious, peak comedy. I did enjoy Crowler more than I enjoyed Bonaparte, though. Bonaparte wouldn't have been as strong as of a character if it wasn't for Crowler. But he's an okay character. I'm going to put him low B tier. Low B tier for Bonaparte. Braun, Mad King of Dark World. I loved the episode that he was a part of. I loved it. Loved it. Loved how sinister he was. One of the most evil characters in the game. Amazing. His episode was great. I wish we could have seen more from him, but it was kind of perfect, to be honest with you. But when you're stacking up to these characters, the problem is I have these two which were one-offs, but I liked them. Do I put Braun with them? I guess I kind of have to. I'm going to put him low B tier. Low B tier. I forget this dude's name. He was an okay warrior. He's going to go into the C tier as well. I'm going to put him low C tier, okay? What's this chick's name? Camula. Camula. I thought she was a good Shadow Rider. Fun villain. I loved what she did with Zane. Like, you know, there were some great tensions in the episode. One of the best villains of season 1. She's just okay, though. I'm going to put her high C tier in front of Bash. And Camula was something that I would have liked to see a little bit more of. Chancellor Shepard. Not too much to note. He was a Chancellor. He was funny here and there, but what can we really say about him, right? C tier for the Chancellor as well. We're going to put him right behind Atticus. That seems like a good spot for him. Now, the Chaos Sorcerer, again, this is definitely one of those characters I'm going to put into the NA because we didn't really see anything from him. He was just like an Army of the Supreme King guy. Chaz, though. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our very first S tier in Chaz Princeton. Hilarious. Whether it's bantering with the Ojamas, whether it's talking about Slifer, Slacker, Sludge, whether it's beefing with Adrian, Chaz was peak comedy. Chaz it up all the way over to the S tier. I wish we could have seen more of him in seasons 2 and 3. I love Chaz and everything that he was a part of. He was hilarious. I wish that he would have won more duels. I loved his cocky attitude. I love the snob rich kid that he is. Amazing. Amazing. One of the best parts of the show. And wow, we're going from one of the best parts of the show to one of the worst parts of the show. I hated Chun-Li. I hated this character. I even hated him when I was a kid too. Oh, licious. Oh, this tier list video is licious. Oh, Jaden, licious. Oh, you know what would be better? Some grilled cheese. No, it was never funny. It was never, ever, ever funny. Not once. Why do we have to run? I'd rather be sitting back and eating some grilled cheese. It was never one time funny. Chun-Li, F tier. Another character is Claret. She took care. Who did she even take care of? She took care of somebody. I just watched this series again. NA, we can't rate her, okay? Crowler. Another S tier character. Peak comedy. Crowler reminded me a lot of the same reasons why I loved Eggman in the Sonic X anime show. Just arrogant, insulting. But Crowler, like, did Crowler have better insult than Eggman did? I would imagine so. I loved how selfish Crowler was, and Crowler actually had some, like, wholesome moments, like, when he was about to actually, like, get the job for Pegasus, and he had a really nice moment, like, hugging Jaden, but I always loved how he was scheming Jaden. I loved that he was always worried about himself, like, oh, okay, Jaden, you go. I'll stay here where it's safe, you know, stuff like that. Just making fun of Bonaparte, just insulting Cyrus. It was all hilarious. Now, do I like Crowler more than Chaz? It's very close. Very, very close. Both of them have legitimately made me laugh so much throughout my childhood. And like, now going back to it, I'm like, oh my god, you can't call Bonaparte that. Like, I love both of these characters so much. Ooh. I'm going to put Crowler ahead of Chaz. We've seen more than Crowler, because in seasons 2 and 3, you had a little bit of a problem with Chaz not really being around and being brainwashed. Crowler, is ahead of Chaz. Ruby Carbuncle and Sapphire Pegasus. How am I supposed to rate Ruby? Ruby didn't have any dialogue. But at the end of the day, it was a character that we saw a lot, right? I'm going to have to put Ruby into the C tier. Low C tier. Sapphire Pegasus I didn't really like. I don't know what it was. I think it was the voice. It didn't really fit the Sapphire Pegasus, in my opinion. You know? I didn't want to put him into the D tier, because I didn't hate the Sapphire Pegasus, but low C tier. Dark Magician Girl, we saw her in one episode, but in the episode that she was in, it was very fun. She was playing around with the Cyrus, playing around with the tournament. She was great. She's going to go into the B tier. Low B tier, though, okay? What's this kid's name? I hate this kid. Where is he? Dimitri. The copycat duelist. The worst. I'm Yugi. I'm Jaden. This guy is everything that you hate in a person. He's going to go into the D tier as well. Yeah, bottom of D tier so far, guys. Donzo Luke I actually also didn't like. I don't know. I thought he was just cringy. Maybe like, I don't even, but then again, I don't even remember liking him as a kid. The whole group, what are they? I'm having a blank on what the cards are actually called. The Dark Scorpions? Is that right? I'm going to sound really stupid if it's not right. Regardless, Donzo Luke's actually also going to go into the D tier. Bottom of D tier so far. Professor Stein. Didn't care for him. Didn't dislike him, didn't like him. C tier. Echo. Echo's a good character. Echo is what you want in a girl who will do anything to see you succeed. But the problem is, she was obsessing over a maniac who wanted to rule another dimension. Echo's awesome. B tier. Elemental Hero Neos. I don't know if this is going to be a hot take, guys. I didn't care for Neos. I just didn't. Him showing up and giving Jaden some speech meant absolutely nothing to me. I don't know. I just, C tier. Didn't feel anything for him. Neos is going to go C tier, okay? Miss whatever her name is. The nurse teacher. C tier as well. How are we supposed to rate her? She didn't really do anything. She just took care of people, but she was cool. She was cool. I'm going to put her right behind Shepard, okay? What's this dude's name? Freed the Brave Wanderer. He was cool for the season. He was cool. I like that I like the way he went out. I like the way that he carried his army. He's an okay character. I'm going to put him towards the top of C tier. I'm going to put him right behind Bastion, okay? Hassleberry. I liked Hassleberry. I didn't like Hassleberry when he first came onto the scene. But then again, Hassleberry's had some really, really cringe moments. I hate the whole thing about Dino DNA. That's stupid. Really, really stupid. I liked when he was fighting for Cyrus about like who's Jaden's best friend. I liked when he was a Sarge. I didn't like that he was a bully when he came onto the scene. He had some good moments. He had some good bad moments. He had a fun deck. He had some really fun duels. Low B tier for Hassleberry, okay? This dude, what's this dude's name? Sorry, guys, I have the entire list over here. Howard X. Miller. I don't even remember him. Who the hell is he? Howard X. Miller. He wasn't the D. No, he wasn't the D. NA. Don't remember who this guy is. Sorry about that, everybody. Jaden Yuki. How could you not put Jaden in the S tier? He is the perfect protagonist. Had a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful story. From him being like the happy high schooler, ready to start his year, to falling into a deep, dark depression for all of the things that's happened to him and being forced to grow up. Amazing character. Love his positive outlook. But the thing is, I have to put him in front of Crowler and Chaz, right? But I've legitimately smiled more at Crowler and Chaz. But Jaden is a cool character. I have to put Jaden over into the S tier. Jaden is probably the best character in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, one of the best characters in the entirety of the show. Jasmine. Jasmine was just one of Alexis's friends. If I'm not mistaken, this is the one. I get the voices mixed up. If I'm not mistaken, she was the one who had Chris's voice from Sonic X again. And that's all I heard. And then I heard Sonic. Like, that's what I was picturing. But she was cool. She added to the scenes with Alexis. She was all right. Low B tier for her. Jesse Anderson. He was really fun. Really fun. Really good mirror match for Jaden. Same kind of energy. Same kind of character. Crystal Beasts were fun. He had some great duels. Some really great moments. He's going to go into the A tier. Yeah. I'm going to put him into the A tier. Jesse Anderson's going to go at the bottom of A tier, though. I also really liked Jim, guys. Jim was awesome. Had a great deck. I didn't like his whole storyline with the eye. You know, the Eye of Orichalcum or whatever it was called. I didn't like that. I thought that was a little bit cringy, but Jim was pretty cool. A little bit of aura to him. A little bit. I'm going to put Jim. Oh, yeah, I definitely don't like Jim as much as the characters in the A tier. So I'm going to put Jim into the B tier. I'm going to put him right at the top of B tier. Yeah, Jim was a really, really good character. Now, Kagamaru, the dude who wanted the Sacred Beast, only had one episode with him, if I'm not mistaken, or like one little arc with him. Not really any character development. We don't care for him. He's also going to go into the C tier. Kaiba Man, more of the same. Kaiba's attitude. I like him more than some characters that we can't say anything of, so we're going to put him right behind the nurse. This other character, oh, what's his name? He's a card. But he's another one like a Chaos Sorcerer. You can't really rank him. Wing Karibo, though, always following Jaden around. I think I'm going to put him with Ruby Carbuncle, except I like him a little bit more than Ruby Carbuncle. Just a monster spirit that followed him around. He was all right. The 3 fairies that talked to the Ochama, they were all right, too. Not a ton to say. Low C tier. Okay, grab the wrong one. Low C tier. There we go. Now, this dude I don't remember. He was a Tarzan guy, and I hated him. The one lost student who wanted to live in the jungle. I mean, I get what they were doing with the episode. I did not care for him at all. D tier. But I like Don Zalug a little bit less. Okay, so we're going to put him there. A little bit more of the same for Lorenzo. He brought, like, nothing special to the table. He was just, like... Actually, he was straight up unlikable. He's going to go at the top of D tier. Marcel. We didn't really see much of Marcel because he was a pretty laid-back student up until Yubel took him over. So do you want to rank Marcel as, like, when he was with Yubel, or just Marcel as a character? If it's just Marcel as a character, which I think we should go off of, what can we say? Nothing happened there. He's going to go into the C tier as well. Where do we stop this? I guess right behind Neos. Let's put him right there, okay? And now, Maximilian Pegasus. One of my favorite characters in the entirety of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Universe, but the problem with this is he barely got any screen time. So I don't want to take Pegasus and go like, yep, he's an S tier, because he's had so many great moments. But a lot of those moments were not present in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, so I feel like it's fair to not automatically throw him into the S tier, but I am going to throw him into a low A tier right in front of Jesse. I feel like that's a little bit of a fair point to put him at. Now let's continue on over to Mindy, just with Alexis as friend as well. Low B tier. They could have been the same character, to be honest with you. I don't even remember what episode Mr. Brody was a part of. NA. It was probably some flashback or something. Now Chumlee's dad, just like Chumlee, he's an alcoholic who wanted to take Chumlee out of school. But to be fair, his son was failing. So, is he a good dad? Is he a bad dad? Yeah, I would argue like the alcoholic, which I only learned about as an adult, by the way. Hot sauce. I thought he was the hot sauce guy, but no. Dude's an alcoholic. I liked Chumlee less. His dad's gonna go right there with him. Probably my least favorite episode in the entirety of Yu-Gi-Oh! Was when these two dueled. One character I didn't like or care about versus another character that I didn't like and didn't care about, and I was kind of hoping that Chumlee would take off. Let's continue on to Miss Dorothy, though. She's very nice. What else are we supposed to say about that? She is also going to go into the C tier. A little bit better than, I would say, Blair. We're going to put her, that's where we're going to end up cutting her off. Now, Neospatial Air Hummingbird and Aqua Dolphin had a little bit of screen time compared to Neos. I'm going to throw them right with Neos. There's nothing really to say. Like, they came out for support randomly. I guess you could put Aqua Dolphin ahead of all of them because at least he had some dialogue, really. Like, he showed up for pep talk. He introduced Jaden and everybody. Night Shroud, though. Cringe. Evil Sonic the Hedgehog. That's how I ended up seeing him. He was alright. He had a fun duel. I liked the Red Eyes duel that he had, but he's like just an edgelord, man. He's going to go into the C tier as well. Don't really care about him all that much. Where are we going to put Night Shroud? We are going to put him... Actually, I feel like along with Kaiba Man's a pretty good one. We're going to put him right behind Kaiba Man. Now, the Ojamas, okay? Ojama Black and Ojama Green, there wasn't really much to pull from them, okay? But I did like... Oh, did I like them more? Yeah, the Ojamas, these two didn't do that much. For that reason, I'm going to put both of them into the C tier. I'm going to put them right behind Bastion. Yeah, those two together, but Ojama Yellow shined. Ojama Yellow was on his own. Ojama Yellow had some great moments with Chaz. Ojama Yellow had some great moments with Cyrus in Season 3. Disgusting little creature. Guys, I'm going to put Ojama Yellow into the bottom of A tier. Great character. Loved how ridiculous he was, okay? The Paradox Brothers, they were okay. They had a fun duel. Nothing to note. Also going to go into the C tier. How are we supposed to rate Pharaoh? That's what I'm talking about. I saw Shirley over here. We can't rate Pharaoh. What am I supposed to say? He walked around and meowed. No. NA for Pharaoh. Oh, I know this guy. This is the gambler that wanted to get with Alexis, but I don't remember his name. I have it somewhere over here. Pierre. Yeah, Pierre was a little bit of a dirtbag, eh? But I didn't look at him and I go, yeah, you know what? Actually, I wasn't interested in his story, like, at all. I am going to put him in the D tier. Top of B tier, okay? Chaz's brothers. They had some very, very interesting stories, but did I like them? No, not really. I'm going to put these guys into the C tier as well. I'm going to put them right behind Blair. I think Blair is splitting up a few characters over here. Now, guys, here's going to be a hot take, okay? Professor Banner. I didn't like him as a mentor. I didn't like him when he turned into a ball. I didn't like his story, like when he had the duel with Jaden and had to prepare him for the Shadow Riders. I didn't care for his story ever. At all. I didn't like Professor Banner. Yeah, you know what? He had some okay moments with the food, and I feel bad because I'm going to put him into the D tier. I'm going to put him at the top of D tier. Okay? But the thing is, I feel bad because he was such like a mentor to the students, you know? He was wholesome. He shouldn't be a character that I hate. But I don't hate him. No, I didn't like his episodes. I didn't like his duels. He's sticking in the D tier. Viper, also a dirtbag. Very interesting episodes, though. I loved his deck. I loved his duel. He's the only character that had a fist fight in the show. We respect that. He's going to go into the C tier. Don't care for Viper either way, but you know what? He was a good villain. I'm going to put him in the high C tier. Viper is going to go... Ooh, you know what I'm going to do, guys, actually? I'm going to move both Camula and Bastion up because I keep putting everybody in the C tier way below them. Camula and Bastion are getting a little bit of an upgrade. That's where they're going. And where am I supposed to put my face cam now, guys? You know what? We'll try this. We'll try this. This might make the video look a little bit uglier. It does make the video look uglier, doesn't it? Doesn't it? I could go on the other side over here. No, I'm covering it no matter where I go. I have so many different OBS scenes, guys. You know what? We're just going to roll with what we had over here. If I cover it, I cover it. When I explain it at the end, that's how it's going to go, okay? Viper is going to go into the C tier. I'm going to put him... Actually, the top of C tier. Top of C tier. Serena. Did not care for her. Did not care for her. I didn't dislike her. Just didn't care. C tier for her. Sartorius is actually somebody that I didn't like. He wasn't a good villain. Oh, I was possessed. Oh, it's the light taking over me. He was not menacing. He had zero aura. And he was the big baddie of the season going, Destiny. Did not like him. Did not care for him. Sartorius is also going to go into the D tier. I'm going to put him. I can't put Professor Banner. Bottom, very bottom of C tier. Sartorius is going to go into the D tier. Kaiba. Like Pegasus, unfortunately, we didn't get the same moments from him as we did in the original series. He's going to go right there with Pegasus, except, of course, we like Kaiba more than we like Pegasus. He had a couple one-liners here and there, but unfortunately, I can't put him in the S tier, okay? Shirley, absolutely an NA. What are we supposed to say about the crocodile? Now, here's a hot take, okay? Mr. Moto. They ruined Mr. Moto. Hey, Sunny! Oh, my dog's name's Sunny. Hi, Sunny, baby. I just woke her up. It's like, hey, I was an old man. I don't, like, she's going to react if I start doing, like, a weird, like, grandpa voice, okay? You get the point. He was this old man who forgot everything, who hurt his back. They assassinated the character that we all respected and loved from the original series. Yugioh GX version of Mr. Moto is unfortunately going to go into the C tier. I'm going to put Mr. Moto. He was annoying. I'm going to put him right behind Mr. Elemental Hero Neos. The Supreme King. Also cringe. I didn't like him. I didn't like that Jaden ended up being the Supreme King. Two sides of the same coin. I didn't like him. I didn't like they turned Jaden into some mass murderer of another dimension. But he did have some fun duels. He did have some aura. I gotta rank him a little bit high because I was interested, right? I was interested. So he's gonna go into the bottom. No. Yeah. I'm gonna put him right in front of Camula. That's where I'm going to throw the Supreme King. Okay, now let's continue on over to Cyrus. He got better as time went on. I loved that he ended up being the guy that everybody was picking on. And he kind of knew about it, where he's like, they got to a point in season 3 where the joke was so obvious. And because it was so obvious, it made it even funnier. I don't remember what it was, but it's like, hey guys, maybe we should go in the portal. It's just an example. Maybe we should go in the portal and maybe we can find Jesse in another dimension. Everybody ignores him. Somebody like Chaz would go, or Bastion would go, maybe if we can find Jesse in another portal, we can go into another dimension. Oh, great, original and unique idea, Bastion. And then you're like left with Cyrus, like breaking the fourth wall. Cyrus was annoying when in season 1, when he was just, way to go, Jay. Way to play, Jay. Go, Jaden. You know, he was annoying when he was that character, but when he was kind of onto his own, he actually stood up for himself a little bit, had a little bit better duels, and just ended up being the punching bag, but the show understood that he was the punching bag. Then he was a lot more likable. So, after the show, I'm left with a positive outlook on Cyrus, and Cyrus is going to go into the A tier. I'm going to put Cyrus, I'm going to put him right behind Aster. He was really funny. Really, really funny. Somebody who I didn't like, though, was Tanya. I did not care for her. I did not care for her duel with Jaden. I did not care about her love story with Bastion. I don't care that she was the savior of the bird dimension, okay? I actually just didn't like her. She is going to go into the D tier. I'm going to put her right behind Sartorius. Did not like her. Who the hell is this guy? Who is this guy? Oh, that's the D. I thought this was the D. Just goes to show, right? C tier. What are we going to do with him? We're going to put this guy into the C tier. I guess, like, right behind Serena. I didn't remember who he was. Now, Titan, we saw an episode with him. He was a Shadow Rider. Nothing to note. He had a fun duel, though. A couple fun duels. Did he have a couple duels? I don't recall. But I liked Serena's duel more. I'm actually going to put him right with the D. That's where we're going to put him. I'm going to put him a little bit ahead of the D. Now, Yubel. Yubel was a very, very good villain. I think Yubel was the best villain of the entire series. Better than Viper for sure. I didn't like the storyline of like, oh my god, fuse me with Yubel. Yubel is just a spirit who wanted to guard the Supreme King. Way too far, way too stupid with that storyline. But Yubel just like, when she was in the jar with Viper being all creepy, she wanted to just get revenge for being sent out into space. Kind of understandably so. I like how actually evil she was, taking over people. I liked everything about Yubel. She was creepy and she actually had some aura to her. Yubel is absolutely going to go into the A tier, but where in the A tier am I going to put Yubel? Ooh, I'm going to put Yubel actually right behind Cyrus. Really, really liked Yubel. Really liked her, okay? And finally, Zane. I liked Zane a lot more in season 1 when he loved the passion, when he had the passion for the game, was respecting the duel, but he still carried that aura with him. Throughout season 2, when he had that big downfall, when he got into the BDSM activities, I thought he was weird. I didn't like his new deck. I play for the pain, you know? Horrible. And what's sad as children, I think that we all ended up liking Zane and thinking that he was a little bit of a badass. Rewatching this as an adult, Zane was cringe. I didn't like it. But then, in season 3, he got that aura back. Him and Aster just taking out a bunch of people in another dimension, being sick. Cyber and Dragon being his big monster went out like an absolute champ. Zane redeemed himself. And Zane is going to go into the, not the S tier, excuse me, the A tier. I'm going to put Zane. Ooh. I liked him more than Aster, but less than Adrian. I'm going to put Zane right there in the A tier. Guys, that is going to be the official tier list for ranking every single character in the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX series. I think that's going to close out. You know what? I'm sure there's going to be other videos that we're going to make, but we've been recently covering this anime show as I revisited it, and it was a great time, man. Haven't watched it since I was a child. And if you want to see what's behind over here, this is, of course, our rankings that I think I was just covering maybe Bastion and Camula. Is that what I was covering? Yeah. Or just Bastion. Poor Bastion. I just don't care about him, man. But the standout characters are absolutely Jaden, Crowler, and Chaz. I'd love to know what you guys think about it down below. And the worst character in the entirety of the series is Chumlee. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Check out our review for Season 3 right here if you have not seen it. I'd love to have you over there. Thank you so much for being here. Take care, everybody.